Hello, welcome back to the Mel-Tran Designs podcast. I'm your host, Melissa, also known as Anansi on Ravelry and on Instagram and anywhere else. I am Mel-Tran Designs. Today is Friday, February 26th, 2016. Welcome back if you are a returning viewer. Welcome if you are a new viewer. I hope you enjoy our time together. Go ahead and grab some something fun to work on and let's hang out for a little bit. I am working right now on a little mitered square that I'll show you in a little while, but I figured I'd sit and knit while we were chatting at the beginning before I show you my knitted stuff. So this is my quilt that I made during Camp Loopy last summer. It's the perfect lap size quilt, and so I keep it here in my chair, and in the mornings while I'm knitting, while the kids are getting ready for school, it's nice to cover up my legs because it's a little chilly. So anyways, I hope you've had a good week. I will segue into happenings this week with that. I Saturday got to go with my grandma. She doesn't drive in Boise. For those of you who are new or newish, I live in Idaho, in the Boise area, but I don't live in Boise, obviously, because I just said that. She does not drive in Boise. It's a little too frantic for her, which compared to like real big cities, obviously it's not frantic, but when you're older, it gets to be a bit much. And people are kind of dumb sometimes. So anyway, this February is her birthday month, and so she is on the mailing list for a lot of different stores to get free stuff for her birthday, which I've started adding on my free stuff from her free stuff. But sorry, I just thought of something and I want to say it. Let's see if I put it here. Sorry. I will say it in happenings this week. I just don't want to forget. So there we go. And after all that hullabaloo, I probably will remember it just because I made such a big deal out of it. All right. Anyway, I've added myself to a few of the lists that she's on because why not? It's free stuff. Who doesn't love free stuff, right? And not even all of it was like buy something and get X off. It was, $10 worth of free stuff or whatever. So anyways, that was fun. We went to this little locally owned shop called Classy Casual. It's kind of, what's the best way to describe it? Hip clothes for older ladies, maybe? It's definitely clothes that older ladies would wear, but ones who want to be fashionable, and not frumpy or anything. And there was actually a shirt that I totally fell in love with, but this place is expensive, and I won't. I didn't. I looked at the price and went, "Oh, all right." I wouldn't even. It was like $45 for a stinking shirt. I was like, "No." Anyway, so not everything in there is totally old lady, but they have some really fun jewelry, and they have like different little knickknack type things with some funny sayings, So you could go there if you were gift shopping and stuff like that too. So anyway, so we went there, and then we went to Dress Barn, which is a national chain. And I did get onto their mailing list because they have some cool stuff, and they have a ton of fun jewelry and accessories, different scarves and shawls and things like that too um, that are fun. So we went there, and then she loves Chuckarama, so we went to Chuckarama. I've only eaten there once before. Um, I am not gonna lie, I love buffets. I love anything all you can eat because I love food and I love to eat. But I've learned from getting sick enough times after eating all that I could eat to get one small scoop of each thing I want to have. That way I get to try and I get to eat all the things that I wanted to eat, but I don't get sick because I gorge myself to the point of being sick. I mean, yeah, the first time I went to Tucanos, if you have a Tucanos where you live, yeah, I was sick. And we've started, anytime we go there, there's a hotel next to it, and we do a loop around the hotel before we get in the car to leave. And there's a store that we go to afterwards to go walk around for a while. We've gotten better. We're honing our Tucanos eating skills, and I utilized them on Chuckarama. I did have seconds on my dessert, but I made it small the first time. Let me tell you what I made because it's going to make your mouth water. I took one of their little chocolate brownies. I found the smallest one on the plate, just a little chocolate brownie, and put it in one of the ice cream dishes. And then they had blackberries there. So I put some of just the juice from the blackberries on the brownie so it would soak in. I put some ice cream on top of it and then put a few blackberries. Oh my gosh. It was so amazing. And the brownie, I need to make just blackberry juice covered brownies because that was amazing. So, um, anyway, so yeah, I did have two of those, but like I said, I made the first one small on purpose because they had other desserty things in case I had room for a little bit more. And really, I could have stopped after I ate it, but it was too good. And I was like, it was small, and we've been walking around a lot. So, anyways, after that, we went to a store called Charming Charlie. I think they're a national chain. I hadn't I've only been like I've looked in the windows once there, um, and that's it. So I had never actually been in. Wow, that store is amazing. It might be my new favorite store. I'm not gonna lie. You walk in and it's color everywhere, but in a different way because the store is organized by color. So I walked in and it was this beautiful, like aqua turquoise blue, and right behind it was teal. They had the green teal, which I don't like as much, but then they had the blue teal that just made my heart go pitter patter. Yeah, I mean, and they have all the colors: the blue section, the red section, purple, pink. They have this amazing coral section that is gorgeous. And then they even have two black sections, one with black and silver and one with black and gold, which I thought was neat. And they have a lot, mostly it's accessories. But it's all color coordinated accessories. You could stand at that one spot and get jewelry, a scarf, or more like a wrap than a scarf, a purse, and shoes, and trying to think. And there's some clothing, but I mean, like your whole wardrobe could be the same color. It's pretty cool. Nothing is outrageously priced. I I really was impressed. And there was a purse that they had in the aqua color that if they would have had it in the teal, my very, very loved orange Namaste purse would be on the wayside because the style was awesome and the price was good. And anyway, but I think fortunately it did not um, come in that color. So anyways, I do want to go back kind of by myself and maybe try on some clothes or just not have to worry about, anybody else or anything. Just go and spend some more time there. But anyways, we went there kind of on our way back because it's in the town between here and Boise, and so we hit it on our way home. Dropped her off, um, and well, I went to knitting that morning before I met with her. I forgot that was fun. And then after I dropped her off, I came home. I'm trying to think something. Something was going on because then the girls were gone. Shoot. Why were they gone? Ah, now I can't remember because it was just Quinn and me. Oh, I remember. My one sister that moved away came into town, and Um, so both of my sisters and my dad took the girls to a concert that night. Um, so yeah, I came home and Cheryl was here. Well, both my sisters were here. Um, Michelle left after a while. Cheryl stayed until she needed to go to Michelle's and make sure her car was situated to have everybody in it. And then, yeah, and then they went, and Eli was with Jake. They went over to do a boys' gaming night. So, yeah, so it was just Quinn and me for the evening, which was enjoyable. We always have a good time together. I mean, we're together every day, but we always have fun. So she played and um, played with her toys and played with my phone and watched bits of movies. I say that because I have some movies on my phone and she'll turn it on, but like she'll touch the progress line, and so she'll watch like 2 or 3 minutes of a part, and then she'll slide it to a different part and watch 2 or 3 minutes, and then she'll put it down and run around and go play, and then she'll pick it back up and scan through it and go to a different movie. And anyways, it's pretty funny. Um, so yeah, we did that. I got some knitting done. So yeah, that was Saturday. Sunday, after church, we went over to my dad's house so we could hang out with Cheryl. He moved some stuff so that the ping pong table could be set up. So there was ping ponging going on, which is always fun. The kids are big enough now to, well, Eli's still a little short, but he is at least big enough to play some. Um, had dinner over there and just hung out, and then came home and did Star Trek because we have that going again. Oh my gosh. So we're in season 6 and there's only 7 seasons. And the one of the 2 episodes that we watched, it was my favorite episode out of all of the episodes we've seen thus far, and any that I've seen previously that were in later. I mean, just the best episode out of the whole series in my opinion. So it was awesome. There was a lot of laughing and commentary going on. So I know I'm a nerd, whatever. I don't geek out on pretty much anything else. And I don't really geek out on this. I just really enjoy the show. And so we have fun watching it together. Um, yeah, so that was Sunday. And then Monday, let me think. Nothing really happened until we went and got the kids. Jake doesn't work on Mondays, so we went and got the kids, and there was this store that they were wanting to go to that I was just going to pick something up for an Anansi at, and then I was like, you know what, let's just take them with us. It'll be fun. So it's in the valley. It's known as the White Barn. I don't actually know what it's called, but it's a big white barn on the side of a really busy street that has pretty much it's a produce market is what it is. So kind of a permanent year-round farmers market, as in local farmers market. So we went in there. The problem when I go to places like that, especially with my family, is we see all sorts of things that we want to buy, and then we spend more than we should. But we got good things. The only thing we really kind of splurged on was they had drinks there, like Snapple and things like that. And we don't really buy those a lot. And Anansi had brought her money. Well, no, she had given me money of hers, and the others hadn't. So really, those weren't a splurge because the kids bought them. I just paid for them, and Kyan and Eli have not paid me back. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Kyan and Eli have not paid me back. So we walked around and we ended up getting some local apples, and we got some big baker potatoes. Okay, that I didn't mean to do that. I mean, but they were big. Obviously Idaho grown potatoes, so we did baked potatoes for dinner that night. They have the kookaburra black licorice in bulk, and so I bought a little bit of that for my father-in-law. We haven't given it to him yet, but um, he that's his favorite. So I just got, I think maybe like 8 or 9 pieces. It was just a few pieces, just for fun. Um, anyways, it was fun. Just got some little things, and the kids got to enjoy going out and walking around and looking at stuff, which they always have fun with. Um, and then so that place is about a block away from the plaza area where the Charming Charlie store is, and my girls have been there before. My mother-in-law took them shopping there for their birthdays last year. So I said, "Hey, you guys want to go to Charming Charlie?" And they were like, "Yeah." So we went over there for a few minutes. We were kind of racing against time because the part of the valley we were in is, if you're stuck on that side when rush hour hits, they're all coming towards our side of the valley, and I did not want to get stuck in rush hour traffic. So we were there for, well, I say a few minutes. We were probably there for about 20-25 minutes, but long enough that we could walk around the store. And luckily for me, Jake enjoys stuff like that. Like, he doesn't mind going and looking at stuff. He likes to see what people like and what we like, and he's interested in us, so he's interested in the stuff we look at. I was able to find a birthday present for Cayenne there. She happened to find this little necklace with an elephant charm on it that's a mom and a baby. Super cute. Not kid-like, though. I mean, it's an adult store. That sounds bad. It's a grown-up store. But anyways, she found that, and she had to go to the bathroom. So when she went into the bathroom, I ran over to the cash register and I was like, "She just went into the bathroom. Please ring this up really fast." And so they rang me up really quick and put it in the bag before she came out. So so I could be sneaky. So that's in my room. Um, and her birthday's coming up, which I need to start her bunny for that. Um, yeah, and then we came home and just kind of did our nightly thing. I'm trying to think. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nothing happened as far as outside of the house. Um, but a lot happened inside the house, and I'm so excited to tell you this. I know I'm already 17 minutes in. I don't care. I don't usually have this much to talk about at the beginning, so that's why I picked up my kitten. So I have been cleaning a lot. I've kind of talked before about how I don't really clean much. I never had, like, I just never have really been a cleaning person. I'm clean, just not one that cleans. And like, my room was always trashed when I was younger, and I just have not been a good housekeeping. Just has not come natural to me, which is counterproductive to being a stay-at-home mom, because that's kind of what you do. But um anyway, that being said, I have cleaned every day this week. Like, cleaned, not just, oh, this looks good here, and just kind of place things and moving them around and making it look better. Like, everything that I picked up went somewhere, and it was where it was supposed to go. Like, it was really, really put away. And there was, for example, a cookbook that my daughter found in one of the drawers. Most of my cookbooks not in drawers. This one I go to a lot, so I keep it closer. Well, she came across it, and that drawer happened to be kind of full, so she didn't put it back in. It was just sitting on the counter. So I set it up on the toaster oven, which is kind of that's just kind of what I do. I just put it somewhere else instead of putting it away. And then I stopped and thought, you know what? When someone goes to use the toaster oven, because the top gets hot, we're going to have to take it off, and then it'll be on the counter. And then it's not going to get put back up there, because whoever uses it will think, oh, well, if it's one of the kids, they just won't think of it at all. I would think, oh, well, I'll put it back up after it cools off, and then it wouldn't happen, and then it would add to clutter. Do you see the cycle? So I put it up there and then thought, no, that is not put away. That's just put somewhere else, which I know putting away somewhere else, but I hope you know what I'm saying. So I should say that's misplaced. somewhere else is really, so that was kind of, for me, that was kind of a, okay, stop and think about this for a second, like change right now what you're doing. And so I picked it back up, and like I said, that drawer had gotten full, and so I decided to put it somewhere else. And off the top of my head, I know where I put it. I don't actually know where I put it, but I think I do. um, but the funny thing is, I didn't set out to do all of this cleaning. Monday, my sister and I were talking on Skype, and was it Monday? Maybe it was last Friday. Did I talk about this in the last podcast where we were on Skype and I did a whole bunch of cleaning on one side of the kitchen? That I don't know. I don't remember if I've said it before. If I have, sorry. If I haven't, there you go. I did a bunch of cleaning on half of the kitchen. Well, then, let me see, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So one of the small things is I got the table completely cleaned off, and every night before we go to bed, Jake and I clean it off really quick. We just go in and make sure it's cleaned off. I've said that 3 times now. I don't know why. But it's just something that I was like, you know what? If this is at least done, I'm good. So we've been doing that. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday, the other half of the kitchen, there's this one just small chunk of counter that's at the end, kind of right when you walk in the kitchen. It's just this chunk of counter. And it has been the catch-all. It was where I kept my bottles of vitamins and just any papers that I wanted to be able to grab easily and just things like that. And so it was covered. I mean, covered in stuff. And anytime whoever was cleaning the kitchen would clean, I'm like, just don't even worry about it. If you see something there that you know where it goes, grab it, but don't worry about that section. So this chunk of kitchen or counter, even though the kitchen was being cleaned, it was never cleaned. So I was like, you know what? I want to have the rest of the counter done. So I started putting stuff away. Finding places for things, throwing a lot of things away. It ended up being a big catch-all for like hair ties from the bathroom. So I grabbed just a little basket that was nearby and started just putting bathroom stuff in there so I could just make one trip and carry it all. Anyway, so I realized, all my vitamins, I want to have them close by so I can just grab them. And it wasn't just vitamins, but, like ibuprofen, Tums, just things that, okay, most people put those things in their bathroom, and I get that in the medicine cabinet, but our medicine cabinet is full because there's 6 of us, and we all have, toothbrushes, toothpaste, then there's deodorants, and just, anyways, it's not a medicine cabinet, it's a everything else cabinet for us. So, I had these and I wanted to put them on top of the refrigerator because I figured it's right there. I can grab them easily. I usually take them when I'm in the kitchen. So I was like, okay, well, the top of the refrigerator, the one corner has a few things on it that I can grab easily. The rest of it had become a catch-all. And I'm not lying to you when I say that it had been like 8 years since it had been cleaned off. Cleaned. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to clean it off, put the stuff away, throw a bunch of stuff away, and put this stuff up there. And that turned into a whole nother project. I finished my square. That turned into a whole nother project. And then, so I got that done. Oh, in the meantime, I had my 90s pop Pandora station on, and I was dancing while I was cleaning. Oh, it made it so much fun. So much fun. I felt like I was working out while I was cleaning. So I got the top cleared off, lots of dust, and then put the stuff from the counter up there. And then, because I still had some time before I had to go get the kids, I cleaned off the outside of the refrigerator. I mean, I took everything off of it, scrubbed it down, because, white refrigerators, they turn non-white pretty quick. And I try to keep like the handles wiped down and the spot just below the handle where like when you open it and then you or like when the kids would open it and then they would kind of hold it right below there. Anyways, just lots of smudge marks and stuff, but I scrubbed the whole thing and only put a couple things back on there. That like changed the look of the kitchen. A refrigerator that was not cluttered completely changed the look of the kitchen. It was weird. Washed the dishwasher. I mean, like it was white. Um, anyways, finished that, went and got the kids. They came home and they're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And Eli even noticed, he's like, it looks like you even washed the dishwasher. I said, I did. And he goes, it looks really white. It was cute. So I'm not going to go into a bunch of detail about all the others. This one was just a very, like, getting that done was amazing. And so I told Anansi, I said, because she's on dishes this month, I said, this is what the kitchen will look like when you clean the kitchen. Everything in its place. And she's like, okay. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday, I cleaned the dining room. I didn't start until like 1:30 or something like that. I had kind of a lazy morning. And so I was like, you know what needs to be done? And I put on my tennis shoes and just turned on the music and and was dancing around, and Quinn was kind of dancing with me. Got it done before the kids came home, which was awesome. Oh, and when Jake has come home on the nights, he'll walk in and he can't, sorry, I have a hair right there. Okay, sorry about that. Just, there was a hair. He would come in, and I'm like, look what I did! And he's like, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. And then the next night, oh my gosh, it looks amazing. So yesterday I did my living room. The living room and I are arch rivals. It is my nemesis. It gets so messy so quickly, and it is so easy to go, oh, here's a little spot. Let's just tuck this away for now. Oh, here's a spot. Let's just tuck this away. And pretty soon there's no spots to tuck away, and then it creeps out into the rest of the room. And so I cleaned those spots. Well, over here was good next to my knitting chair. And over here is pretty good too. But I organized. I have project bags sitting over here, so I organized them just to make sure there wasn't anything under there. And even like cleaned the desk off that Jake sits at. I mean, cleaned. And I even took some of the stuff off of my bookshelf here that holds my yarns that I knew I wasn't going to use right now, or that just had kind of were sitting here. So I cleared off some of that just because it was so cluttered that I walked in the front door to see what I noticed, and I immediately went to just all the clutter on there. So I took a lot away. I mean, it's not like super organized, but there's just less stuff. But now I can just walk through the living room, through the dining room, through the kitchen. I don't have to worry about tripping over things. I don't have to worry about stepping on things. And it is so peaceful and calming, which I knew it would be, but it has just been such an incredible week. And my mother-in-law asked me something on Monday or Tuesday when I texted, or no, Wednesday. I started texting her and I was like, you have to come see my house. It literally has not been this clean in years. And she says, what got you going? And I was like, I don't know. I just kind of started cleaning, and I've been having fun because I turn on fun music, or, I'll listen to, turn on podcasts or whatever. And I just kind of do it. Like I don't know. And I've been thinking about it since then. What got me going? And it wasn't like just in the past. It's been, I'm so fed up and angry that I would clean, but I was angry and my back would start to hurt, which I've talked about before. My back doesn't hurt at all. I have a chiropractor appointment this morning because my neck is irritating me, but my back hasn't been hurting at all. And I don't know. I really, I don't know what got me going. I just kind of started, and then each day I have my things I do in the morning, and I'll talk about that in works in progress. I have my set number of rows. I've talked about that too, and I do those first thing in the morning, And then I think it's kind of like, okay, you know what? I've gotten my knitting out of the way, kind of the fun stuff that I enjoy. I got to do it. I got to do some of it. Now I can do some work, and then I can come back to the knitting when I'm done. Um, yeah, I just, I think that's part of what it is that before I was, if I was cleaning or doing something more grown up, I wasn't able to do what I wanted to do, which, um, I know sounds totally immature, but I also knit because I teach classes and it makes me money and I design. So for me, it's partly a job. And so I would be stressed out, like, I need to work on this for class. I need to do da 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 da. So by having the stuff I work on first thing in the morning, like, I mean, I'm done with the things that I do in the morning before the kids even leave for school because I just knit while they're getting ready. So um, I think because I've been doing that, it's like, okay, I have this time. I kind of, got I itched my scratched my itch. I know I say it backwards. It's just kind of something we do in our family. Anyways, I scratched my itch a little bit, got to knit. Let's do this. And then I can go back to knitting after I'm done. So I know I'm at 30 minutes already. This week has been a turning point for me. And I want to share that with you because it's a big deal for me. I've been struggling for a long time with that and with um, just, I don't even know. I I think part of it. Do you remember the oils that I told you about last week that I mixed together? I think I was dealing with stuff longer than I realized, and it just got bad enough and more and noticeable enough that I realized it and enough to do something about it. I'm not saying that the oils changed me. Like, I'm not saying that those are 100% of what it was. I think that was a large contributing factor. Um, and to be completely honest, it's something I've been praying about a lot and asking for help to change because I didn't like what I was doing, but I didn't know how to change, and I didn't know. It's hard to change. And I think the combination of praying about it and being proactive with finding what oils would work with my body and would help with that, and also I think just being aware of what was going on. I think all of those things together just clicked. I think the oils, after having used them for about 3 weeks now, kind of building it up, and I really think that all of that together came together, and this week happened. And today I'm looking forward to cleaning the hallway really nice. It kind of collects things. It's not as big of a project, but I have some stuff that I'm doing today, so it's the perfect project to do when I don't have as much time. Um, but my kids are responding too, and my house is changing, and I just that's so huge for me. It's such a big deal after struggling for so long. And yeah, anyway, so there you go. That is my lots of happenings this week. Thank you for your patience in listening to it, because you're all my friends. Some of you I don't know, and that's okay. If we met in person, I know that I would love you and we would be friends. And so um, I love you and I'm friends with you even though we don't necessarily know each other. So anyways, There's one other thing that I wanted to tell you about. The thing that I folded my paper here for. I recently have discovered the crazycouponlady.com. I might have mentioned it last week, but I don't think, no, I don't think I did. Crazy with a K, the crazy, and then coupon has a C, the crazycouponlady.com. It's these two ladies who, they do more kind of extreme couponing, but what's nice is they do these daily posts on small things that if you don't have to be an extreme couponer to get these different deals that they have. You have to put a little bit of time into it, but like 3 or 4 minutes maybe, like it, not a lot of time, just that much. And I've been watching some of their videos and reading things that aren't just here, go buy this really quick. And one of the things that they told about, Victoria's Secret right now is having their Secret Rewards program. So if you go into the store and buy at least $10 worth of stuff, you get a gift card for 10, 20, 50, 100, or $500. And so there's 29 days of this promotional period where for every $10, or for, I think it's a purchase of a minimum of $10. For each time you do that, you get this card. And then there are 31 days after the 29-day period that you can redeem them. Well, one of the ladies read the fine print on the website and found that you don't actually have to go make a purchase. You can mail in to them. You have, and I will put a link to this if you're interested. You take a number 10 envelope, which is the business size, and you address it to them, put your stamp on it. You take a number 9 envelope, which is a little smaller. You self-addressed stamped envelope, put it inside the number 10 envelope. Then on a 4x6 paper, you put your name, your address, your email, and your date of birth. 4x6 paper. Put that in the number 10 as well. Close it, send it off. They will mail you back in your self-addressed stamped envelope one of those gift cards. You can do one postmark per household per day for the 29 days. So let me break this down for you. Stamps are about 50 cents. So it's 2 stamps, obviously, so $1, right? If you send it in every day, that's $1 every day, so 29 days. So yes, it's $29, but you are guaranteed at least a $10 gift card. So if you get 29 $10 gift cards, that's $290 in free money. If you get a 20, a 50, a 100, or a 500, obviously it's way more, but you will at least get $290 worth of stuff. The catch is you can only use one gift card per day. So if you have a $10 one, you'll be getting a lot of small things. But either way, I think it's cool, and I'm trying it out. I sent the first one off yesterday. I'm going to be writing up my stuff to send off the next one today. I have a bunch of Forever stamps that I bought quite a long time ago when it was a lot cheaper, so yay, getting it for less. But I'm going to try it out. I'm willing to do it and see if I get any larger ones. And anyways, if that's something you're interested in, I will put it in the show notes on Mel-Tran Go ahead and go over there and find it. So yeah, that was the last thing. The only stuff coming up, like I've said before, I have my retreat that I'm hosting, Fiber Fanatics Unite. Please go check out that group. I did have a couple more people sign up, which is awesome. Yeah, so it's going to be fun, April 21st to the 24th here in Idaho. If you have questions or need information, go over there. And then Zombie Apocalypse is coming, and that will be fun. So I'm going to move on to works in progress. The one I have in my lap right now is the Secret Mitered Square project that I started like 3 years ago. then decided it was going to be too huge, restarted it. And so this week I have done 3 squares. One of them, this one that I just did. This is something that I've added to my in the morning thing. So the other stuff I do before the kids get out the door to school. And then yesterday I did these two. I just added them on. So these will probably be my get home from taking them to the bus and make one really quick kind of thing. I'm going to do 2 each day just to make some faster progress. So anyway, it is acrylic yarn. The blue is Red Heart. The brown is the Michaels kind of version of Red Heart. Anyway, I will, when it's done, I'll show it to you on the off chance that the person I'm making it for happens to watch. I don't want to spoil it, but what I'll do is, you know, just kind of show you as I make them. So fun, 3 I don't know, sky blue squares. Oh, and those I'm knitting it on a size US 7 that I have here. What's the I'm not gonna 4.5 millimeter. All right, let's move a little more quickly here. The next thing I have on the needles is one of my morning only projects. Where's my other? Hold on. Where's the other project I was working on? It was right here. Okay, I'll look in a second, I guess, after I move more stuff. That's really weird. It was sitting. Okay, I'll find it. So the next thing I've been working on are my socks, my self-striping socks with the clashing coordinating toes. So last week I had just, hold on, I'm moving this. I had just done the toes and was and had done just, well, no, I had done the toes and just like 5 rows on the foot. So here's how much I have now. I do 5 rounds on each sock each morning. So, and they are not 2 of the same directional toes. It's just, they're, anyway, so there you go. The toe part is some Sassy Sheep that I had left over, and the foot is yarn that I dyed that I do already have a pair of socks out of. And what I'm going to do with these is knit, 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 knit until I get to the cuff, and depending on, and they're just going to be as long as I can get them, probably ankle socks. And I'll probably do a coordinating for the cuff, and then the heel, I'm going to do a true afterthought heel, but instead of doing the decreasing down like you're doing a toe, those don't fit my feet very well. I'm going to do, or I'm going to try to do a fish lips kiss heel. I know that there's the one spot like right at the end where you go around and kind of pick up the others, but I think when I'm Kitcheneering it, I can fudge that part. So I'm going to try that for my afterthought heels. So there's that on my US 1s, which is the 2.25 millimeter. And I will be putting, I was actually going to do that. I'm going to be putting a little progress marker here. So that way, and I'm only going to put it in one because they're this, you know, they're the same obviously. So put a progress marker in so we remember next week where I was. Okay, and this project, it really bugs me that I can't see that other project. I had it last night and I worked on it right before I went to bed. This is why I don't clean. This is kind of funny. Okay, anyway, so I have been doing my 20 ridges per day on the 10 stitch blanket that I'm working on. Let me find my progress marker. So last week I was here. Okay, you can't see that against that color. So right here I did all of this, and I did cheat and do a little more than 20 because I counted how many ridges, and then I did the corner that day and then finished off the 20. So the corner was added on top of that. It's okay, Belle. It's just people across the street. So I did the corner and then did across here and got into a new yarn, another new yarn, and then now another new yarn. This is some dramatic knits left over from the hat that I made. And the safety dance, I think is what it's called. So anyways, it is definitely growing in size. Here's half of it. I'm not going to unfold the whole thing. So yeah, I am enjoying working on it. Doing 20 ridges is so fast because it's only 10 rows or 10 stitches each row. So yeah, that goes really quick. And that's on size 4 needles. That lives in my large Knitting's My bag. And this one's in my Knitting in the Mitten project bag. Oh, there we go. That's why I couldn't see it. It fell. I thought it had to have fallen. Okay, so I have made quite a lot of progress. I should get out a marker on this one too. This is my first point of Libra shawl. I actually didn't work on it for a couple of days because I was working on a previous in progress item. So let me, while I have this in my hand, mark the spot here. All right, so last week I just had my one color panel and had picked up the stitches. Now I have this much done and it's looking awesome. So if you remember, the colorful ones are my year in review set from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and then the blue is just some Volmiza. And this is on size 3, US 3, which is what, a 3.25 needle. So yeah, I've done all that blue, and it should be done soon because it's decreasing. So it's, you know, I'm down to just this many stitches. So here's my progress keeper. We will see how much I get done. I'm hoping to finish the blue and maybe today even, because I'm teaching my class tonight, so I'll have time to sit and knit, and then get into the next colored section. So this is in my new Knitting's My bag, the fall one that I bought. I love her bags. And then the other thing that this one is, it's done and not, so it's still a work in progress. I don't have any actual FOs. I crocheted up a couple of dishcloths and gave them to my neighbors. So there you go. There's actual full-on FOs. I finished the knitting on my colorwork sweater. So it is done with knitting. I couldn't find the red skein. All I had was this ball of red that was from when I had to rip a bunch out. I could not, I still haven't found it. I mean, it has disappeared. And so I had one in my cart because Little Knits was having a sale. And I was like, you know what, I'm going to see how much I can get done first before I buy it. So I had enough to do the plus on this side and the plus signs on this side. And then I think I moved it. It was sitting right here next to me. It was about this much left. And I knew that I did not have enough to do the plus signs across the back. So I went ahead and made the executive decision to just do them in brown and tan. And so I did. So the plus signs are just in the brown and tan. And I'm okay with that because overall, when I have this on, no one is going to notice that this is different. When I'm walking around or whatever, it's not going to be noticeable. People will just be like, wow, that's a pretty sweater. So that's what I did. Another modification that I made was it had you do, when you split off here, it had you do, this is open on purpose, 8 rows of the chart and then put it on a waist holder. And then on the back, you only worked across 6 and then did kind of one more row and then did the thing. So it was only 7 and your back is higher than your front. And I don't like when my sweaters sit down weird. I don't like that. I think it's just, it's dumb. So if you can see the shaping there, I did some short rows. I did the sleeve parts, and then instead of binding off, I did one, two, three sets, so 6 rows, 6 more rows um, of short rows to build it up here, and then finished it off. So you can see that the pattern keeps going there. I'm so glad I did, because I don't like that. So finished that, did a nice, I love how a 3-needle bind off looks for a sweater seam, shoulder seam. And then I picked up the neckband and did that. And instead of binding off these back stitches here, like it called to do, what I did when I knit across them, I did knit 2, knit 1 together, knit 2, knit 2 together, knit 2, knit 2 together. Kind of this, because she said to pick up 2 out of 3 along the vertical ones, and then 1 for 1 here. I have learned my lesson in the past. You do not pick up 1 for 1 across the back. It makes it too big. So I did knit 2 together across the back. So there we go. There's quite a bit of finishing work. There are a lot of ends in here. I don't have to weave all of them in. Some of them will be, you know, covered by the steek, but there are ones here on the sleeves from changing colors, and then there are some, because I was using those small bits from when I pulled it out, there are a lot of them kind of up. Let me see if I can, like here. And some of the times when I would, if a color wasn't going to go for a long time, I would cut it, or if I was running out of yarn. So I don't mind weaving in ends. It goes pretty quick. I'll just, you know, turn something on and just, so yeah, there's that. And so I need to weave in ends. It calls for Kitchenering the top of the shoulder. I'm not really sure how to Kitchener something that's not stitches. Like, I can easily pick up the stitches that were bound off, but this is the side, so I guess I have to pick those up. That doesn't really make sense to me, but whatever, I'll figure it out. I haven't really thought through it that much. And then I have the underneath of the armpit to do. It calls for Kitchenering that too. That makes more sense though, because there's actual stitches to pick up, because they were bound off or cast on, or I guess both bound off. I don't know. Anyway, and then the steeking, of course. So I'm going to work today on all of the little fidgety finishing things. And then I'm not going to steek yet, because I want to watch a couple more videos just to make sure I know what I'm doing before I do the crochet chain. And I'm actually planning on, oh, did it fall off? Hold on here. See, I'm telling you, every time I clean, I lose stuff, but I just had it sitting here last night. Excuse me. Quinn played with it, but then I took it back and put it, hold on, it's in here. I remember putting it in here. I got a bunch of zippers from my grandma. Well, after she passed away, I was going through her stuff and got a bunch of zippers, and they're the old metal kind, and I like that. I like it better than the plastic ones that are out now. And so I was going through my bag of them and happened to find this one that not only is long enough, it's the same color as the tan in my sweater. So I'm hoping it will look okay, because I do have brown as kind of the predominant solid color, you know, for the neck and the bands and the solid arms and stuff. But I was watching a video by Uni Jang where you put holes along the side and kind of do a crochet chain along the side, and then you can join your live stitches to that. You kind of, you know, you just kind of like an applied edging, you know, you join them together. And so what I think that because it will be covered up, you know, to here, I think it'll look okay. And with the brown coming all the way to here, I think it'll be fine. Please tell me if you think it's going to look stupid, but I think it'll be okay. But what I was thinking about doing, because she said something about an applied I-cord, and so what I'll do is pick up the stitches along the side, you know, steek it, or I might pick up the stitches ahead of time. I've seen people do that too. I don't know yet. Tell me if you have a preference, let me know. But pick up those stitches and then do an applied I-cord with that and join this also. I mean, that would just be an I-cord bind off kind of thing. So I would just add this to it. Anyways, I think that would look really nice, having an I-cord running down like that on each side of the zipper. So, but like I said, I'm open for suggestions or input or anything. If you really think it's going to look dumb, please tell me, because I don't want it to look dumb. So that's what I have. I don't have spinning this week, and I don't have designing news per se. But I do have a couple of acquisitions. I told you about them last week that I was going to be getting them. So I'll just show them to you really quick. The first thing is this ChiaoGoo needle case. It was empty, but I have some ChiaoGoo double points that I kept having to put into their little, you know, envelope thing in my very high-tech Ziploc freezer bag that holds all my needles. But it was nice to get this, and I was able to put them in. I have zeros, ones. I think this skips to 3. I don't know that I have 2s. I probably do somewhere. And then this is okay. So 0, 1, 3, 4. My 5s are right here. I'm going to use them to knit Cayenne's, I was going to say monster, her bunny. But I do have openings for 2 more. So if I find the 2s, I'm pretty sure I have 2s. Because I think I bought all the, like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and she didn't have 2.5s. So yeah, anyways, if I do find the 2s, then I'll just scooch these all over, and then each one will have their own holder. So that was nice. And then the other, doesn't like those corners very much. The other thing I got was a ChiaoGoo interchangeable set, but it's the 4-inch tips. And and it's the small set, so it goes, well, it's the short tips small set in that it goes 2 through 8 only, but I could always pick up the other ones kind of separately if I needed them. I don't think I will though. And so the whole case looks like this. This is actually just a size 1 16-inch. I won't buy the 15s, so I put my size 1 16-inch in here with them. So there's the tips, and then there's this outside pocket, and in it came some cute stitch markers, yellow and pink stitch markers, and a needle gauge, which is always nice to have. I have a couple of them, and they're invaluable. Then I have, these are end stops, so that if I need to pull the needles off, I can. And then I have 2 of the filed off T-pins to tighten. And then here's the cables. I have 2 8-inch cables, which is great because that makes it so I can make a 16-inch circular, which is why I bought this. So I have 2 8-inch, and then there's a 14-inch and a 22. And so the 14 makes a 14, 24, 23, a 22-inch needle, and the 22 makes a 30-inch needle. So anyways, I got those, and I was able to use the size 2s on the neck part of my sweater, so I was able to kind of break them in a little bit. I love these cases. They're really nice, and I got them if you don't remember, the Sassy Sheep closed, and I got these at 25% off. So that was why I decided to kind of pull the trigger and order them. And I did get some mini skeins from her as well. I have some negative thoughts on that, so I'm going to keep them to myself because it doesn't matter because she's closed now. But instead of getting into it, I'm just going to say that I have them. They're fine, they're pretty, it's just kind of some other side stuff. But I decided that instead of keeping any for myself and having negative thoughts anytime I saw them, if I don't know if you remember from last week, I said I'll probably keep some and then use some as giveaways for the retreat. I've decided not to keep any. I just don't want to have the negativity. Things are going too great right now that I just don't want to invite that. So anyways, I just hit an hour. I don't remember the last time I hit an hour, especially when I've been doing it weekly. So I'm going to wrap up with that. Thank you for watching through the whole thing. I really appreciate your time and the comments that some of you have started leaving on the posts. If you want to find, I'll tell you this, if you want to find the podcast, I put it on Ravelry, I put it on the Mel-Tran Designs Facebook page, I put it on meltrandesigns.blogspot.com. It's also on YouTube, which is kind of the base of that, and I upload it to archive.com that I'm able to shoot it over to iTunes with. So there's where you can find the episodes, and the show notes are at meltrandesigns.blogspot.com. Feel free to comment in the post in the Mel-Tran Designs group, or PM me or email me, meltrandesigns@gmail.com. Anyways, so I will wrap that up, and until next time, keep knitting. Bye.